folks, what would y'all do if I told y'all I could have y'all making a pan of these delicious egg whites for about 32 cents a piece, compared to the competitor with the green coffee cup? We all know who that is. They're charging about $4.57 for two of these. I can get you two of these for about 63 cents. Y'all stick around. And as I tell y'all all the time, I wasn't even gonna make a video today. But like almost every day, I wake up wanting to make a video. I can't do that every single day, but on the days that I can, I will for you. But somebody out there might need this video today. And another thing, the days of reshooting these over and over and getting it perfect where I'm not making a speech error or whatever, them days are over. From here on out, it's just gonna be the way that I shoot it, okay? I think sometimes the real character in me is a little bit skewed whenever I start retaking things and reshooting things and trying to get the audio just right. If I stumble my words, you're gonna see the stumble. If there's a blunder or a mishap, you're gonna see it. I'm not saying I'm not gonna edit the videos. I'm gonna have to edit them down to make, it is what it is, but you're getting it raw, just the way it comes out of my mouth. And some people said to me, BigBake, you only show us half of your house. You don't show us the whole thing. Give us these tight kitchen shots. Well, that's because I don't want to show you my whole house. That's because that's my house and this is my privacy. And this is just how I want to show it, people. This is item number 1. I went and picked up today. Black & Decker Quiet Blender, 65 bucks. I didn't want to spend a whole bunch of money on it because, quite frankly, we're making breakfast. We're blending eggs and other soft items. On this particular video, I'm not mixing margaritas, people. I'm not out here, I don't have a drink bar. I'm not serving up drinks every day. This blender's gonna last me for 10 years probably, but doesn't Walmart to take it back? It was 60 bucks. Who cares? And if you hear cat sounds, like you do right now, food crunching, you might not hear it, I don't know, but food crunching or litter box scratching, those are my two cats. They don't care when I film. So we're just gonna roll with it. All right, folks, here we go. I'm gonna go in with about 1 cup of cottage cheese, maybe a little bit less than 1 cup. Shake up my egg whites. I'm gonna go with about 1 cup of liquid egg whites, using the same measuring cup. There's no need, you can't, it's all going to the same place. Right in this blender. So we're gonna go with 1 cup of liquid egg whites. And I'm gonna throw in a little bit of this mild cheddar cheese. I'm not gonna go crazy with it because I wanna put just a little bit on top. But we're gonna throw in just maybe a pinch of it, something like that. So I'm not gonna sit here and watch y'all make me crack about 10 eggs, and I'm no professional egg cracker. So I'll bring y'all back in just a split second. So 10 eggs have been deposited. A little recap. There's a kitty cat on the floor. Let me show you. Say hello. Say hello. Show them a pretty girl. Ooh, there's a pretty girl. So as I was trying to say before I was rudely interrupted by my feline friend, little kitty, what we're dealing with here is 10 extra large eggs, a little less than 1 cup of whole cottage cheese, 1 cup of liquid egg whites, and a little dash of cheese. Now, being that we already have the cottage cheese and the cheese, and we're gonna put a little bit of meat in this at the end, I'm not gonna add any salt, but what I do wanna add is a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper. And I'm gonna put just a little tickle of crushed red pepper in mine. All right, let's go, number 1. Let's go number 2. So on the advice of a married man, you husbands out there, if you're making these, take your little silicone dish here and put it in this kitchen sink. They're not sprayed on the stove because you're gonna get overspray everywhere, and you're gonna deal with that later on whenever she gets home. So just put it in the sink. I know the lighting's horrible here, but just give it a little one of these. Just one of those, real quick. And then you want to come over to your oven, and we're going to go bake, of course, like BigBake, 450. We're going to go start. Now you are going to want to go ahead and set your oven to bake for 450. These are going to take about 20 minutes to cook, roughly, something like that. This is the time while the oven's preheating. You could have already had this done This is the time you want to go ahead and tidy up the kitchen. Leave out the mushrooms and any meat products that you're going to put in these. We'll be chopping those up here in a second. The bacon's already chopped, and the sausage we'll have to chop up a little bit, the mushrooms. Clean up the kitchen, folks. Good time for it. So anyways, we have our mushrooms. I'm just going to give them kind of a rough chop, nothing fancy. Just run through them a little bit, make them smaller where they'll fit into this size of a dish better. I go this way one time. Then I'll go back the other way one time. We've got 6 turkey links out here. God, they look horrible, don't they? But they're good, you know? They really are good. Even them up on the end like that. Probably not the best angle. I just come through here and give them a little mincing on the ends like this. So now that we have that chopped up, we'll get our bacon bits. Of course, we're just opening the pack here. But this kind of turns into a bit of an assembly line here in just a second. We're gonna pour a little bit of this egg mixture into the bottom of each one of these little things here. And now when you get to this point, this is kind of when you do your own thing. Okay, I like bacon. I'm a big fan of bacon. There's 24 of these. I'm just gonna put like, just that little bitty, I mean, that's like 1 bite of bacon. If you were to take a piece of, not even a bite of bacon, that's half a bite of bacon. So the caloric content of this is going to be so low. You can put more, I mean, I guess if you wanted to. I don't want that much in mine. I just want to kind of get the taste. So with these sausage bites, I just throw 1 of these bites. Maybe if it's a small piece, I'll throw 2 in there. Let's just do 2. Why not? This is a big one here, so we'll just do. I'm just going to do like 8, 16, 24, 8 at a time with each one of these different flavors here. And some of these on the end here, I'm going to do mushrooms. And these, throw a couple, 2 or 3. Same as we did the bacon, just throw a few little pieces of the mushroom in there. And you're going to end up with a lot of leftovers. I mean, you're going to have a lot of stuff. You could probably make 4 trays of these with the amount that I cut up, and I didn't cut up much at all. All right, folks, we got a little phone call from the old wife, and she was asking me, what are you doing? And I said, I'm making these bites for the YouTube channel. And she's like, well, make sure you make me some with some spinach. So, wife update, we're adding spinach to some of these. Let's go ahead and top these off with some mild cheddar real quick. The oven just beeped at me and said we're ready to go. Just trying to add a little topper. We ain't trying to really add a ton of calories. You know, this is, I mean, I'm just adding, I mean, like a pinch. I mean, this is like a pinch of herbs. And it's like a pinch of herbs here. It's just so small of an amount. As I said, 450 degrees for about 20 minutes. Cook time, 20. Well, the blender puts the air in them, that's for sure. I never have seen them swell up like this. But I'm gonna have to pull these out and make sure that they're done. They've only been in there for like 10 minutes now. Let's give them a look-see. I'm gonna pull one of these out of here. And it is done. Look at that. Nice crispy top. But I do think my wife is gonna love these. These ones with the spinach turned out rather good looking. I like that green, little green pop. All right, let's go in, folks. Once again, it's just a little egg bite. Nothing too complicated about it. Inside is cooked thoroughly. And the much debated topic, do we eat on YouTube or not? Do we show our food? I'm gonna do it. It's better than the store-bought ones, folks. They're super easy to make. You're talking about $2, people, for 6 of those, and that's gonna equal the same amount of calories. So we're just saying, like, for the amount of calories, for $2, you can make this at home for what's gonna cost you $5.45 plus tax plus everything else. You don't spend $7 by the time you get out of there, people. It is a no-brainer. You're talking about 32 cents a piece, people, for each one of those. And I'm telling you, you can add anything you want to them. Keep the sodium low if you're trying to lose weight. That's a big thing. Macros wise, you know, you're looking at about 3.5 grams of protein per bite. So 4 of those, you're looking at, you know, roughly you're going to get about 14 grams of protein. If you were to eat that with a protein shake, drink half a protein shake, that's 20 something. That's like 35 grams of protein. That's more than you need. That's more than you need, okay? But I'm just saying, it doesn't take a lot of little stuff like that for adding into a decent little breakfast. It's going to get you through. You know, I drink a lot of coffee, so I would have a cup of coffee I make mine at home now. I went and bought the little Keurig thing I've showed you before. I bought the cups from Sam's, and it's pennies on the dollar versus going to a store and buying them. It's easily a quarter or an eighth of the price. Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank y'all so much for coming to the video today. I appreciate it so much. Let me know in the comments. There's a little thing. There's a little right below. There's like a little thumb up. Click the thumb up. Don't click the thumb down. Thank y'all so much, folks. I'm BigBake on the Move. Instagram, Facebook, here on YouTube. Hit me in the bloops. Give me a comment. Tell me if you like it. Tell me if you don't. Tell me whatever you want to tell me. I love hearing from y'all. Catch y'all on the next one.